Oh. Oh God, we're live.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
I'm gonna retweet it. Wearing gloves. It's cold. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back at 'em.
I got him.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. Yeah, I got him.
Channel that you gotta see. It's like a fantasy football.
I'm just letting the music play a little bit longer this time.
Is this new?
I'm just letting it ride because I'm trying to get the computer set up here because YouTube's being weird and not letting me see my comments. There it goes.
Oh yeah, let me click on that. Where?
Like a ends on the ends in a waterfall. Okay. Now it's time to stop because that was way longer than 7 seconds and we might get in trouble with the government.
The government of YouTube.
The FCC regulations.
FCC.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Luke.
How are you, bud?
Good.
Yeah? Been a long time since I've seen you.
Yeah, I didn't see you like 2 days ago. 1 day ago. Wait, 2 days ago. What day is it? Thursday? It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday.
I don't know what day it is, usually. So.
Oh, boy. Now this thing's making all kinds of noise. I'm setting up some stuff for a little bit later into the catch-up section because while you and I had a pretty good week, it was also a little bit of a sad week here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But before we get to that part, welcome to the Fantasy Football podcast, Week 10 episode. As always, I am Luke Brown, and with me, as also always, is the world's gingeriest fantasy football expert.
That's right.
Josh Henderson.
I should get a shirt that says that.
Gingeriest
fantasy football expert. I feel like an expert. I won 2 squeakers this week.
Oh, look at Johnny 2 wins over here.
Unbelievable, huh?
I continue to go 1-1 every week.
Yeah, that's usually what I've been doing. I've been winning. I have like 6 wins in a row in my other league, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
But I beat Peanut Butter Gamer by like 7 points.
Good.
Definitely good.
I always feel good when we beat other internet people.
Yeah. He tried to win, but he didn't because I'm better.
This week's episode is brought to you by the Microsoft Xbox One X.
Oh, shit. Where's the box? There it is.
The most powerful console on the market, bringing you 4K gaming, HDR gaming, and a sexy little console. It's really pretty. I have it now.
I saw the picture of it. It looks cool.
Microsoft sent me one and a bunch of games. It's really excellent.
How come I don't get sent one?
I don't know.
Well,
you guys play old games. Did you guys get sent at SNES?
No, we didn't send shit. Fuck.
Hey, you know what? We did get tasty cakes one time.
And cheese.
And cheese from another person. And by the way, I got an update from our new era sponsor.
Yeah, hats.
Showed some of the hats that we're getting.
What are they?
You're getting a classic Phillies hat.
Ooh.
And I'm getting a World Series Dodgers hat.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really, really sticking more salt in that wound.
I'm looking it up. What's the classic Phillies hat look like?
The maroon one with the 80s Phillies hat.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So thank you in advance to I got the wrong Twitter account open.
You blew it.
I did blow it. I have too many Twitters. That's the problem.
Yeah, you do have a lot. You have like 6 Twitters.
6 Twitter. Well, now now I'm down to 2 finally. Thank God.
I have like a few, but I only use like mine. I refuse to use other ones.
I see you tweeting from Continue Show sometimes.
Sometimes. I did today.
Johnny Ketchum. Johnny Ketchum is the man.
There it is, Johnny.
So thank you in advance to Johnny Ketchum, our new era sponsor.
I'm excited. New era.
There he is saying had to do it. Wish I could have sent you a World Series championship hat, but that's all good. Johnny Ketchum, thank you.
You could have sent him one instead of sending it to the third world country where all the hats went to.
Damn, cold-blooded.
They get those sweet Eagles Super Bowl T-shirts too from 2004.
Oh yeah. When I was in high school band, we went to it was the Florida. I want to say Florida State versus Syracuse at like the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
After the game when we were leaving to go home downstairs in the hotel, you could buy shirts that had like the other version for like $5. It was
That's
like
fantastic.
Whoever didn't win, it was like, oh, here's these guys.
Yeah, that's great.
Womp womp.
I would love to collect like Super Bowl shirts of teams who didn't win. That'd be so great. But they usually keep a lid on that shit pretty good, right?
How many Buffalo Bill shirts do you think you could possibly own?
Oh my god, at least 4. At least 4. Sorry, Buffalo.
Before we get too deep into the show, though, I do want to have a little moment of respect here for Roy Halladay. I know this is a fantasy football show, but Roy Halladay was a big part of what made sports great here in Philadelphia for so long, in between the eras of the good Phillies, or the era of the good Eagles, and the waning, waxing career Eagles.
Yeah,
and right at the end of the hotness of the good Phillies. And what we're going to do here is we're going to play some sound bites from Roy Halladay's perfect game. The final moments that he pitched against the Florida, now Miami Marlins.
11th start of the year, Bills. He still has great numbers, even though he got hit around a little bit in that game by the Boston Red Sox.
On the outside corner, called strike 3. Conklin, I think, knew it. He was just hoping that the home plate umpire, Mike DeMuro, would give him a pass.
Oh, man.
Missing. Sanchez way out in front of that one. Another curveball from Halladay, 2 away.
Curveball.
We're at second base, hit hard, but it skips right on to Chase Utley, who throws over to first, and Roy Halladay has a 1-2-3 first inning. Out number 10 for Halladay as Utley goes down looking.
That was a strike, too. That ball came running back.
Hit one softly to Howard at first. And he pops it up. Shallow left field. Valdez pointed, and then he settles under it, and he makes the catch. Halladay has faced 24 batters tonight. He has retired all 24. It's an unbelievable performance that's brewing here in South Florida. In the air to center field. Pretty deep. Victorino on the run toward the warning track. Roy Halladay is 2 outs away.
Someone's screaming crazy.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Helms. On the inside corner, strikeout number 11.
Oh man, remember Wes Helms?
Oh my God.
Completing a perfect game. The 1-2 pitch. Hit toward third. Castro has it. Spins, fires. A perfect game. Roy Halladay has thrown the second perfect game in Philadelphia Phillies history. He faces 27 batters. He retires all 27. It's the 20th perfect game in baseball history and the second one this year.
They've been playing 162 games a year since the beginning of time, and it's only the 20th perfect game.
It was an incredible moment in Philadelphia. Not only did he throw that perfect game that season, but later in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Reds.
He threw the no-hitter against the Reds, which was even rarer.
In the playoffs. There's only 2 of those, right?
Yeah, it's unreal.
Don Larson. I just read that today. That's weird.
Don Larson.
That's the other guy who threw one. Who did he play for?
He actually has a monument to himself in the new Yankee Stadium commemorating that, because it was not just a no-hitter, it was a perfect game.
Oh, wow. That is crazy.
So if you go to New Yankee Stadium they have a whole thing in there. It's a really beautiful display showing off like a couple of the balls, like all
Yeah.
the whole game. It's really really interesting. But Roy Halladay sadly died this week, just 40 years old. But
That's so nuts.
flying his plane and supposedly user error.
This is why I don't like flying in airplanes.
User error, crashed into the Gulf. So
Ugh.
our condolences to Roy and his family, the Phillies, and everybody in Philadelphia sports and Toronto sports.
Oh
has
yeah,
been
Toronto.
sending out some lovely words about Roy Halladay this week, and so that was that. But beyond that, I guess it's time to really talk about fantasy football this week.
Oh yeah, we have to do that.
So we have to do that. So you went 2-0 this week. I hear you beat Peanut Butter Gamer.
I only won in both of my leagues by like 6 or 7 points. I thought I was going to lose both. I was prepared to lose in my other league, my Game of Thrones league, where all the teams are named Game of Thrones names.
Okay.
Because I had like nobody on the bench, so I was just like putting people in, right? Like whoever can play is playing, but I somehow managed to win. So I left Jared Goff on the bench too, so that was smart of me. That was super smart of me.
Yeah, I had Jared Goff on my bench in my other league. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
He was the highest scoring person, and I felt bad that I left him on the bench, but he wouldn't have helped me win either.
Oh, you got crushed, or you just won?
Oh, I got demolished.
Jeez.
Yeah, my team is like not great in the other
My
league.
team in our league.
But I smoked Mike this week.
I think I said on Monday that he had 44 points. Cut that in half. He had 22 points.
Mike put up a beefy 22 points. I put up 130. But that's what happens when you leave in like 3 players on bye, 2 that didn't even play.
Jeez, man.
That he even got 20 points out of that was impressive. But Mike was busy. Living the Blizzard dreams. Now we can say what he was doing. He was working at BlizzCon. That little goofball.
I'm playing him this week, and so far his roster's not looking great. But he listens to the show, so we may have just warned him about what he's doing right now.
That's true. He's going to send us a text tomorrow morning.
Yeah, at like 7:30 in the morning.
7:30 our time,
which
is like 4:30 because he lives in California now. Mike is crazy. Mike is a crazy person. But yeah, so we both did pretty well.
Yeah,
I don't mind losing in my other league because it's fine.
Yeah.
As long as I win in this league. But now, of course, it's time for listener emails delivered to you fresh by Kevin Storer Distribution, servicing the greater Harrisonburg, Bridgewater, and Mount Crawford, Virginia areas. Kevin Storer Distribution. When you need something distributed, call Kevin Storer.
Do it. I ate all my donuts, Kevin. They're gone. Every single one of them gone. I have 1 honey bun left.
Wow.
So
I have some stuff left here. I got to eat it faster. I just can't eat so fast. You guys left me with so much to choose from that.
We left you with all the pie.
You did leave me with all the cherry pies.
Yeah.
Cherry pie.
Something gonna eat some cherry pie. That song is about sex, not about pies.
Oh shit! I thought it was about hostesses.
You think that, but it's not.
Which is funny that our listener emails are delivered by Kevin Storer Distribution, because Kevin Storer has the first email of the week this week.
What do you know?
He says, thank you for allotting my sponsorship to the mail section. But the sad turn my fantasy team took this week may be grounds to send me to the boner segment.
Oh, no.
My quarterback was Deshaun Watson, and if that wasn't bad enough, my backup QB was Rivers, who was on a bye. Plus, Antonio Brown was on a bye, so it was a sad state of affairs. It's a 16-team league, so it's sleem pickings.
Sleem pickings. 16 teams. That's crazy.
Slim pickings is what I should have said. But Mariota is available, as is Garoppolo. But Garoppolo might not even play. Which would you pick up as your unfortunately forced upon you starting quarterback? I mean, obviously Mariota.
Yeah.
Last week we said to snag Garoppolo for future use, but I heard Kyle Shanahan say Garoppolo might not even play this year, which is like, cool, good trade, guys.
Yeah, why did you do that? Why did they do that?
He's going to play this year. Beathard is terrible.
He's very bad.
All right. I'm hoping by sponsoring the show, I can pose a question for the Continue cast and skip the huge line over there.
Oh my God.
I guess I should have read this email 5 days ago when he sent it.
In, man.
Interestingly enough, we did talk about on the. Can I spoil a little bit of the next Continue cast? I guess. Not this upcoming episode, which we just taped Monday, but the following is gonna be a question episode. So I will make sure this question gets to the boys and get this question answered. But it basically boils down to how good is Mario Odyssey? So in my quick response, I will say it is very good.
It's good. Yeah, it's super good. Super Mario good. So you should pick up Marcus Super Mariota, and Super Mario Odyssey is good. What a themed email. That's a super theme.
I wish I could put up that like trolley jelly like good work. Way to tie it all together.
Yeah. Podcasts. I do some of them sometimes.
All right. Our next email comes from Curtis Janwich, aka KJ Sandwich.
Oh yeah.
AKA the guy that's sending us some hats, right? No, I made that up. Was Johnny Ketchum.
That's Johnny Ketchum.
God, everybody
gotta
has different
catch them all.
KJ Sandwich, Ketchum thing. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I slept a lot today.
Yo, I took a nap before the podcast, and let me tell you how fucked up I am from this time shit. Like, I don't know what time it is. You could tell me it was like 2 a.m. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think I took a nap at like I passed out on the couch around 4:15.
Yeah, that's
and I woke up.
Yeah.
I woke up around like 6, and I was like, "Oh God,
what the fuck? Yeah,
how long did I sleep?" Like I snapped up real quick. I was like, "I gotta get ready for the show."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, it's just pitch black out because that's how time is now,
dude.
The solar system is weird."
Yeah, well, yeah, we made it that way too. Who the fuck wants more time in the morning? Who cares about the morning? Fuck the morning. I don't give a shit about that shitty ass time. Morning time? Fuck off. Anyway. We'll complain more about that on the Time Zone podcast.
All right. Careful with how much you're taking a crap on us here in the comments. Don't remember there's a 300-second timeout waiting for you.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, back to the question from KJ Sandwich, a.k.a. Curtis Janwich, a.k.a. not Johnny Ketchum. First, what's going on with Fournette and Freeman? Fournette hasn't played because of my problem last week of players being taken out at the last minute. And Freeman isn't playing like he did earlier in the season. Are they worth starting anymore? Also, how can you avoid the last-minute takeout that Fournette and Ertz suffered through last week? And lastly, why is A.J. Green trying to kill players? That was a lot of questions.
Fournette,
ahead, you go first.
You leave Fournette in. You leave him in. He got taken out because he didn't brush his teeth or whatever the fuck happened, and they were trying to prove a point to him or whatever. Yeah, you don't take Fournette out. No way. He's crazy good. Freeman, they're talking about Falcons?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not very good this year. I don't know. I would leave him in, though, probably, because, like, if I had him, I would leave him in. I don't have good running backs, though, so I'm sucking dicks for running backs right now.
Yeah. You know, obviously you're going to start Fournette all the time. Freeman, I think, as the Atlanta Falcons have gone on this season, kind of dropped into a matchup dependent. Not necessarily that you match him up against things, but like, oh, you know what? I need a better running back than this guy. Freeman's playing today. They're going through a lot of stuff trying to switch to their offense without Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
They were very explosive. They were very good at passing and running the football the last few years. And this year, as you see with all kinds of teams like this, it takes weeks and sometimes an entire season to get a new offensive system into a place where you can put numbers up again and you're winning football games. And Atlanta's, struggling a little bit. But I think both of them are still strong players to start for sure. Now, the problem with last-minute takeouts, the only way you can avoid that is to have on.
Future.
Well, no, but you literally just either have to be at your TV or on YouTube watching the pregame to see, because players have to be announced that they're not playing
2 hours or 3 hours or something like that. Yeah,
before the game starts. So that's the only way you can avoid that. I mean, Ertz, we actually knew relatively early that he wasn't going to play.
Yeah, Fournette though, there's nothing you can.
There was nothing you could do about that. It's screwy, and it's like I didn't brush my teeth or I was late for a meeting.
That's that Tom Coughlin shit, man. That's that Tom Coughlin old school football guy shit. Like that kid didn't do whatever, didn't show up for the team photo or whatever the hell he did, and now he has to sit down. And they were willing to lose the game. Because Leonard Fournette, and they won. It didn't matter anyway. They won, but
because they got AJ Green ejected,
right?
For fighting. But speaking of Tom Coughlin and the Jaguars, Tom Coughlin did stick up for Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he was like, "Hey, man, he's just out there doing what we want our players to do, which is play hard, do things." Like Ramsey did nothing wrong. Really, I mean, you talk shit to a guy and you got a little chippy, but AJ Green. It fucking tried to put him in a sleeper hold. Yeah,
Jalen Ramsey said, quote, "I told Green that he was soft and weak, which is true. I was out there spitting facts."
I mean, he's not wrong. Look, when Jalen Ramsey tells you that you're not a good receiver, you kind of have to listen because Jalen Ramsey is an excellent cornerback.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a guy that you would be like, fuck, I wish he wasn't on the Jaguars so he could be on my team.
I know. It'd be nice, but he's on the Jaguars, which is better than him being on the Patriots or another team that I hate, like the Cowboys or something.
Fair enough. And actually, that defense and that offense are finally coalescing. They're getting to a place where maybe the Jaguars aren't a joke anymore.
They need a quarterback. Maybe Jacoby Brissett goes there. I don't know. Because he could start places.
Yeah.
That weren't Indy.
I don't know. He's going to have to keep starting in Indy because Andrew Luck is done for life.
Done. Did you hear the nickname that I like, that I heard people for the Jaguars?
No.
The Teal Curtain.
The Teal Curtain.
Pretty good. Nice. I didn't make that up. I wish I did. I didn't make it up.
Nice. And that's all the listener emails we have this week. We definitely didn't get another listener email from Mel Gray, and it definitely didn't have any questions for us. It definitely didn't have any questions about Blair Walsh, and it certainly didn't take a shit on me. Certainly didn't take a shit on me for being mean to Mel last week. So we're just going to skip the email we didn't get from Mel and move right into the next section.
Mel doesn't know about you as much.
Okay, so here we go.
Yes, it did.
Here comes a question from Mel. Hi, Josh and Luke too, I guess.
Nice.
Alshon Jeffrey's on a bye and I need a waiver receiver for a week. Who should I look at?
I'm in the league, so I could look at it for you. Hold on.
Oh, this is like...
This is insider shit right here.
You can't have Josh giving you advice about...
Let me see. I'm not playing her, so... Well, Curse is available.
Okay.
Not great, but he's like, I don't know, Cole Beasley?
What about Marquise Lee?
Marquise Lee. I don't see him.
About okay, Jermaine Curse, Marquise Lee. What about somebody like a Corey Davis?
Corey Davis. Perhaps let me look. Corey Davis. Corey Davis is available.
All right, just coming back off of an injury to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Where he outplayed Eric Decker last week, just 1 week back. So I think that's a smart pickup.
Yeah, I liked him in the draft. He was who the Eagles were thought to be looking after.
Right.
and then the whole Wentz thing happened. Thank God.
The whole Wentz thing happened.
The whole Wentz thing happened.
All right. Mel also wants to know, are you in a panic mode over how well your team is doing? And who is your biggest concern for the remaining weeks? Now, I'm going to say something here about Mel's email.
Okay.
First of all, its subject line is, who is it? HOO, like an owl, because that's like, I guess, her thing.
Okay.
Right. And then in the first one where it says, who should I look at? She spelled it HOO.
Right.
But in this question, are you in a panic mode or who's your biggest concern? She spelled it WHO. So the lack of consistency there is a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
You're going to go in with a bit. Commit to the bit.
This is what it's like with Luke, Mel. This is what it's like. Am I in a panic about my team? Like
how well? She said, how are you panicked about how well your team is doing? Like, are you think like, oh God, I'm doing so good, like this can't last?
No, because I mean, in our league that I'm in with her, I'm winning like crazy, but I don't expect to win this week. I'm playing the #1 guy. But like, no, I mean, a lot of it is just random. Like, it's like super luck, right? Like, who knows? Like, I don't know. There's weeks that I would have beaten lots of players in our league and lost still. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a complete crapshoot. So I try not to just think about it. I just try to like make the game like about who I think is going to be the best, and then see if I can like be right about that, right? That's the only thing I know how to do. I don't care about losing because I lose so much. It doesn't matter. Like, I've just gotten over like thinking that I was good. I lost to Deshaun Watson, so like I'm fucked. Like, my season's done, man. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna be fighting for points,
right?
Like, hard.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever worried that my team is like doing well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough question, because like usually if your team is doing well, it means that the players that you have aren't going to be there for you during the fantasy playoffs.
Right.
But this year, there are so many teams battling it out for playoff positions and like home field advantage that you almost feel like this might be the first time in a long time that just about everybody plays the whole season. Like, nobody's getting benched like week 17, it feels like.
Yeah, no, I don't think so
at this time. So like, my biggest concern is actually, well, my concern is actually this week when I have a bunch of guys on bye, including Carson Wentz and Kareem Hunt, and I had to pick up like Josh McCown and Marquise Lee to just like help me skate by.
Right.
Mike Evans, I have suspended this week.
Oh no, I'm in total skate by mode right now. Like, I need to like pick up players to fill in these weird this weird like week 9, week 10 bye that like everybody is on. Like, week 8 to week 11, like every team goes on bye. I don't know if it used to be like that. I feel like it was way more spread out before. But like, there are holes in my roster right now. Like, I don't even know how to fucking fill them. Like, I'm just like, I'm like, I don't know. What do I gotta get? I had to pick up Matt Prater. Matt fucking Prater from the kicker for the fucking Lions is on my team for a week because I need a kicker, and
yeah, well, kickers are like whatever.
Yeah, I know, but you got to start thinking like GM style. Like, I got to be like, well, who do I want? Who can I get rid of? Who do I think is gonna be there again if I get rid of them? Right? Like,
right.
It's crazy. It's
exactly
crazy.
Like the guys you're dropping and hoping to pick up the other people. Like, I don't want to drop this defense because I don't want somebody else. Like, you're even thinking about keeping defenses. Like,
that's what I'm doing. Yes.
Yeah. You're like
I was like, I can't give up Baltimore's defense. Like, they score a shitload of points. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I had to choose between dropping Philadelphia's defense or Houston's defense this week because I was really in it because I think Houston is playing the Rams this week, and I was like, God, the Rams are going to put up 1 million points.
Yeah,
I was like, shit. So I gotta I can't drop Philadelphia because they're on a bye. They put up tons of points every week too.
Right, it's crazy.
And Mel G also says, Blair Walsh, WTF. Well, that's what you get for being a Seattle fan.
Well, that's Blair Walsh, man.
I mean, there's a reason his other team let him go. That's all I'm going to say.
He's not. At least it's warmer in Seattle. He's not kicking in a sub-zero climate and missing a 22-yard field goal or whatever it was.
They play indoors now.
Oh, they do, yeah, but that was really cold.
Yeah,
that game.
Then she also writes, I'm mostly writing this to Josh because he's not part Dark Lord of the Sith. Love the show. You know who, HOO. So, like, committed to the bit for 75% of this email.
Pretty good.
And failed on the most crucial element. So, almost made it. Almost made it. Maybe next time, Mel. Thank everybody for your emails. It's always good to hear from you. Always great to know that you value our responses to your things that are happening in your life, particularly in the fantasy football realm. But don't be afraid to email us at fantasyfootballfantasypod@gmail.com so you can get on the listener emails delivered by Kevin Storer Distribution next week. And that brings us to the start of
the show.
Week 10 lead-in. Even though we just let in, this is the actual lead-in.
This is the double, the second lead-in.
Starting with the Wendy's Waiver Wire Snags You Want, brought to you by Wendy's.
Get those nuggets, baby. Those chicken nuggets.
The Sawsome Sauce. Available now at Wendy's. All right, so this week, if you're like me and it's bye week central, it's injured guy central, it's suspended, it's whatever time of the clock it is in football town, you probably need a quarterback.
Sure.
And I am having to pick Josh McCown.
I can't believe that. That's an actual thing we're saying right now. I cannot believe it. What did he do last week?
Would you believe that right now, an ESPN standard scoring, Josh McCown is the number 10 fantasy football quarterback in the entire NFL?
That is not great for quarterbacks. Here I'm looking at his stats right.
People have at least 6 other quarterbacks who are quote unquote startable.
Right. Startable.
That are worse than Josh McCown is doing, and Josh McCown is completely ownable.
Oh, he's available in our Game of Thrones league. Is he available in our league?
Not anymore. I just picked him up.
You got him.
I had to. I had Carson Wentz and Derek Carr, and they're both on bye this week.
Well, who are they playing? Who the fuck are they playing?
The Jets?
Yeah.
This week they play blah 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 Tampa Bay, who is disgusting.
For sure. Yeah, they're terrible.
And it's a little bit of a revenge game.
Because McCown used to play for them.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna play Harvard boy. Harvard boy. Did he shave?
I don't think so. Did he?
I don't know. I saw something that said he shaved. I didn't know if that was true.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Fucking man. Josh McCown has run for 3 touchdowns. What is he, like Donovan McNabb? He's like 47 years old. What the hell is he doing? Whatever. This is a crazy year, man.
The Jets.
The Jets Jets.
That's right. The New York Football Jets. And Josh McCown has only had 2 games this season where he didn't throw for a touchdown and where he scored less than 13 points.
I don't believe that.
2 games. Only 2 games.
I don't buy that for a second.
His statistics aren't like world bending.
No, they're not great.
Like that. But like, dude, you're the number 10 fantasy football quarterback. Like, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
So, I think if I read correctly, he's available in like 70 or 65% of Yahoo leagues, and he's available in an insane amount of ESPN leagues.
120% of ESPN leagues.
120%. So if you need a quarterback, you could do a lot worse than Josh McCown, particularly this week going up against Tampa Bay, who is just letting people score on them nonstop.
They're bad, man. They are bad.
Elsewhere, surprisingly, Corey Clement.
I picked him up before you even said that. I did the thing and did the thing. Yeah.
I'm just amazed that how far Wendell Smallwood has fallen out of favor.
Yeah, so like, who's going to be the Eagles quarterback or running backs next year? It's going to be Ajayi, Clement, and Smallwood?
And Smallwood probably, and maybe they'll draft somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to keep Blount next year.
No, I don't think so either. And Kenyon Barner, probably not. Probably.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, he's decent on special teams, question mark?
He's all right. Yeah, he's not great, but I think Sproles is done, right? Like, he's not coming back.
Sproles is probably...
He's probably done.
He's probably done definitely as an Eagle. I don't know if he's going to allow himself to retire off an injury. Like, guys like coming back for like one more real season.
It sucks.
And Darren Sproles can contribute somewhere. I just don't know if it's going to be here.
I don't think they keep him either. So yeah, I'm so psyched about him, man. Like, that's such a cool. I love shit like this in football when a guy just like is like, oh, I'm really good, and you're like, what? Like, all right. Like, I love that shit.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think we should expect like 3 touchdown games from him all the time.
No.
But he was on the field for the lion's share of the game. Both passing and rushing, and they seem to like him in pass protection. Yeah. So I really think he has supplanted Wendell Smallwood, and the Eagles are on a bye this week, but I think Clement is a good stash pick for when you might need somebody later in the season.
Oh,
for sure.
I stashed him real hard.
And our final waiver wire snags you want, brought to you by Wendy's, is Marquise Lee, who is still available in just about every single league in the NFL. Across all things, for some reason, people have still not picked up Marquise Lee, because who wants a Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver? But Marquise Lee has put together quite a few weeks in a row here, proving that maybe he's not as fluky as we expected some of these guys to be. I'm bringing up the paperwork here on Marquise Lee, if I can get it. I've got too many things open.
I look at this guy in our league. This guy's got him over here. Of course he does.
Yeah. So last 3 games, at least 4 receptions, at least 70 yards.
That's pretty good.
He's only got 1 touchdown on the season, which came last week. But looking at their schedule for the remainder of the season, at home against the Chargers, that could be a shootout.
Yeah.
At Cleveland, who's going to cover them? At Arizona, Arizona's not as good as Arizona has been in the past.
No, they're old.
Home against Indy, home against Seattle, home against Houston, and then at San Francisco and at Tennessee. There's a lot of favorable matchups in there for a wide receiver 2/flex.
Yeah, so if he goes 4 catches, 70 yards, 11 points, right? Like that's pretty good.
That's pretty
like in a PPR league.
Yeah. So definitely those are the 3 guys you should be on the lookout for from the Wendy's waiver wire snags you want, brought to you by Dave Thomas and Wendy's. These guys you don't want to bite on, though. Don't bite on Thomas Rawls. Short week.
Yeah.
And the Seattle running game is basically Russell Wilson, and that's it.
Yeah, if you have Russell Wilson, you have a quarterback and a running back. So there you go.
But no matter who they have running the ball,
doesn't matter.
They've been trash. And Thomas Rawls certainly didn't do anything when he was given some carries earlier this year.
I thought it was going to be that McKissick kid. Like, he ran like real crazy that first game he was in. And I was like, oh, they're going to run this guy now. Nope. And then next week it'll be, it's Thomas Rawls again. No, it's not.
Now we're back to Eddie Lacy. No, it's
not.
Speaking of running backs by committee that are terrible, no, but the New England running backs aren't terrible. Trying to pick one to play every week is
there's 40 of them.
There's 40 of them. So if you have somebody like Rex Burkhead available, if somehow James White is available, if somebody dropped Mike Gillisley,
I did.
Don't pick any of those guys up. I mean, of course, now that we're saying it,
right, Gillisley's going to crack.
They're all going to go off. Yeah, they're all going to go off. But no, it's too hard to pick one. Dion Lewis has been solid. I mean, Rex Burkhead put up a couple points, but you can't rely on the Patriots running game to do anything.
Yeah,
I think
Deion
LeGarrette
Lewis is going to be catching it a lot too, right? So,
but I think LeGarrette Blount was the most consistent running back we've seen from them when he was there last year.
Yeah,
and that was like the supreme outlier.
Yeah, it was just so weird. I don't know. I don't think Belichick cares. I think he's just like, we don't need a running back, and then he'll just like will it to be so because he's the Antichrist. So he just is like, we don't need one, and they're like gonna win because fuck it, he made a deal with the devil. So it's crazy.
I got to find out the devil he made the deal with, so I can make a deal with him too.
Well, I mean, it could just. How do we like draw a pentagram, right? And then we like kill a goat or something.
No, but you got to get the right like I don't want like just
the right devil.
You need the right devil for what you want to have happen.
I understand.
Now, Josh's favorite time of the show. It's time for our Monster Game of the Week, sponsored by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra flavor.
There it is.
There it is. The pop.
Here, I'll drink. I have a Pepsi. I'll drink that.
The sip. Oh, careful. No, the Monster's like a Coca-Cola product, so you got to be careful.
Oh, shit. We're going to get our sponsorship taken away. Here, I'll just do this.
There you go. That works.
Nobody knows what I'm drinking.
All right. This week's Monster Game of the Week, sponsored by Monster.
Hey,
this week, Monster Game of the Week, sponsored by Monster Ultra, as voted by you, our fans and listeners. Jared Goff, 311 yards, 4 touchdowns against the New York Football Giants, including one of the most spectacular third down conversions in the history of the NFL.
Pretty number, 3rd and 33. That's a nice, pretty number. And thank you to Eli Apple for allowing that guy to run into the end zone. Eli Apple was like, nah. I don't need to tackle that guy.
He was like, I'm going to keep up with the play. I'm going to keep up with the play, but I'm going to stay 10 yards away, and I'm going to just keep sidestepping. And up is it. Oh, my bad.
Oh, no, I couldn't get there. He was right in front of me. I couldn't do it. Yeah. No, Goff, man, I left him on the bench, and I was like, yeah, of course. Should have played him. Well, the league I have him in, he's my backup for Drew Brees. Yeah.
And I was like, I was actually debating, like, oh, should I start Jared Goff over Drew Brees? And I was like, no, because you know what's going to happen?
Right.
Is even if Jared Goff has a great Jared Goff game, Drew Brees is still going to Drew Brees.
Yeah, he's going to have like at least 3 touchdowns.
What happened was Drew Brees didn't Drew Brees, and then Jared Goff had the best game of the week. So
yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. I have him in both of my leagues, and I started him in our league. So, and I won. Wait, no, did I? Yeah,
did
no,
you?
I did. I started him.
You did?
Yeah, and I won. So that's cool. I just feel good about Jared Goff because, like, I kind of had a feeling. I was kind of like, one of these games, this guy's going to go nuts, right? Because the Rams are scoring, like, crazy points. So he's going to start throwing the ball, and that Cooper Kupp kid's going to catch a few because, like, they love each other. They love each other. But, yeah, man. Who else was on the list of Game of the Weeks?
Oh, the other Game of the Weekers. Let's look at our Twitter account. Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
I forget who.
Twitter is taking so long to load. Okay, here we go. Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Still loading. Polls take a long time to load.
Oh my god!
Because they're trying to figure out how to make a poll 280 characters.
Oh my god!
T.Y. Hilton.
Oh my god!
And Marvin Jones Jr.
Oh yeah, Jones scored like.
Alvin Kamara made it a game. It was 33% of the vote went to Jared Goff and 29% went to Alvin Kamara.
I think I voted for Kamara.
But yeah, no. Not only did I have Jared Goff on the bench and not play him, but I stupidly not played him after making him my personal pick this week. But we'll get to that part later in the show. So there's your Monster Game of the Week, sponsored by Monster Ultra, as voted by you, our loyal fans, listeners, readers, watchers, Jared Goff. And with every Monster Game of the Week must come a boner roster move of the week, sponsored by Fleshlight. When you've got a boner, move it into a Fleshlight and out of your roster. This week's boner roster move of the week, sponsored by Fleshlight, can only be one man.
Yeah, whoops.
And his name is Michael Jamarius Evans III. Mike Evans.
Not only did he have a terrible game, he got fucking suspended.
Like I was debating, what I've done with boner roster move of the week is not pick guys that get taken out of games. Like it could have been Jameis Winston. Right. It could have been, any guy that got hurt.
Right.
But like, I feel like that's unfair to blame it on a guy being hurt. So while AJ Green was ejected from the game and put up no stats, Mike Evans got to stay in the whole game and still put up no stats.
He might as well have been kicked out.
1 catch, 13 yards.
Yeah. Oh man, that's not good. That's really bad. I think you and I could have had that stat line.
I mean, this is a guy that you were obviously starting no matter what.
Yeah, you have to.
Because he was probably a top 3 pick for your team.
Yeah.
But, it was still a boner roster move because the guy is throwing dick all up on the stat board.
He's been so weird this year. Like, I had him. We traded, which we'll get to later. And I didn't know what to do with him. But you have to start him. It's like the Amari Cooper thing all over again. Like, you don't start him, and he goes crazy. Or he hasn't gone crazy, but he'll score a touchdown. And you're like, okay, sure, like, whatever. Put him in. 1 for 13. Oh, great. I love losing. It's so much fun with Mike Evans at wide receiver.
Yes, your input is appreciated, everyone. Thank you. But for now, the boner roster move is still something that we will pick every week. As great as it would have been to pick on Blair Walsh.
Yeah.
I don't like...
He's a kicker.
Yeah, it's tough to like say a kicker is the boner roster move of the week because nobody has like 2 kickers on their team that they like. Oh, the matchups are gonna be this.
Yeah, your kicker is your kicker, right? Like you're not like who should I put in? Plus, like we don't want to give kickers more credit than they deserve.
Damn, that's all right. But some kickers do deserve credit. Like Jake Footloose Elliott.
Jake Footloose Elliott and Greg the Leg Zerline, who will score you 20 points every week. That dude scores crazy points. But if he doesn't, I can't be mad at him, right? Like, it's just the way it is. Like, kickers are kickers. Kickers are kickers. It's hard to agree.
Yeah, right? Like, also guys, so you get, like, Steven Gostkowski.
Yeah.
Who is going to throw up points, but there's sometimes when the Patriots score, like, 7 touchdowns.
Right,
and he just gets 7 points.
Right. That's it. Kickers are like the wind, man. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. You just go with it. You got to just go with the wind, baby. Be cool about it.
So those were the Wendy's Waiver Wire snags you want. The Monster Game of the Week, sponsored by Monster Ultra, and the Boner Roster Move of the Week, sponsored by Fleshlight.
Yeah, those were good.
It's time for the listener questions.
Oh, listener questions, listeners.
Yes, it works so well everywhere.
It does. It fits right.
All right, we had some good questions this week. With the hashtag was Week 10 Things I Hate About You.
Great.
And nobody asked me
great movie
for our opinions on that movie, which I'm a little disappointed about.
I fucking love that movie.
Who doesn't love that movie?
That's a great movie.
It is a great movie. So many great young stars, all gone before their time.
Julia Stiles is not dead.
Prove it.
You're right. I don't think I've seen her since the last Bourne movie. She could be gone.
She died in that movie.
Does she die in that movie?
Spoilers.
I think
she dies. She dies in Bourne. Yeah, they kill her, and that's what brings Jason Bourne back again. It's really not good. It's kind of boring.
Those movies.
Some of them are really good. I like them, but like the latest one was just really boring.
They're super boring. All of them.
No,
they're
false.
boring James Bond. They're boring James Bond.
I have some really good car chases.
They're okay.
Look.
We'll talk about this on our Jason Bourne podcast.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks. Josh is starting another podcast to go along with the End Class podcast, Continue Cast, Pretend Friends, and whatever else he's been on.
I figure I could get a couple of weeks out of it. There's like 57 Jason Bourne movies, so.
And then you can talk about all the books and all the books written after Robert Ludlum was dead.
I'm not reading any of that shit.
All right, but now let's get real. Let's get real here for a minute, guys. Listener questions. This comes to us from @YoJoshRob. Is there a chance that both the 49ers and the Browns could both go winless in 2017?
If they don't play each other, absolutely. And even still, they might tie. I don't think they play each other. I could be wrong. Let me look on the Browns. I'm on the Browns Reddit. They have a schedule. They do. They do not play each other.
Okay, good.
So, yeah. Honestly, I think the Browns will win first. I think the 49ers are really bad. And the Browns are in the AFC, and look, I'm looking right here. They play the Bengals. They could beat the Bengals. They could beat the Chargers. Fuck, they could beat the Packers. Like, the Packers stink. The Bears, they could beat the Bears. They could win one of those games. Now let's look at the 49ers. Who do they play?
So the 49ers, this week they play the Giants. Then they're on a bye. Home against Seattle, at Chicago, at Houston, home against Tennessee, home against Jacksonville, and at the Rams.
That is a harder schedule. Maybe I will take that back. Maybe they'll beat the Giants. They probably will beat the Giants. The Giants are a train wreck right now.
The Giants are a train wreck.
Did you see what's happening today? Not to change the subject, but like there's some crazy shit going on with the Giants right now. McAdoo's going to get fired like tomorrow.
No way. They're going to keep that guy forever. He's an offensive genius.
There's a source. It's an anonymous source said, where is it? Where is the quote? Fuck. Where's the fucking quote?
Is this the one about that they're scouting?
Well, there was that one.
Okay.
They're scouting Darnell, but this one is an anonymous Giants player said McAdoo has lost the team. He's going 80% on Saturdays before we get to a plane. It's wild. Changed our day off. He dishes out fines like crazy. Suspended 2 of our stars when we need them most. Throws us under the bus all the time. These dudes do not care. They're like, they don't care about this guy.
That's what happens when you turn from a regular Jersey guy into the guy that Tony Soprano kills because he doesn't get the fucking, garbage union to follow through on the deal.
Then you can wind up buried in the Pinelands, man.
Yeah, dude, that guy's gonna be buried underneath the mall that they're always building at the Meadowlands.
Never-ending mall.
I think there is like a strong percentage both teams go winless.
What's a strong like 27%? I think
20% is like really high. To me, like both going winless means a lot of things. So like a strong percentage, like with how many games are left, I'm gonna say there's like a 15% chance.
15?
Yeah. To me, that's a strong percentage with how many games are left.
For sure. Because like it's a professional football team. Like they should win one game.
Yeah,
like,
I think there's a 15% both go winless, but like a 35% chance
that one of them does.
It's really hard to go winless in the NFL.
It's super hard. I'm going to change what I said. And I think the 49ers win this week. They got to beat the Giants. If the 49ers lose to the Giants, that team is really, really bad. Like really, really, really bad. The Browns, I mean, I don't know. They're the Browns. Like, they're so bad. I don't know. I like when the Browns win. When's the last time that happened?
Last year, didn't they get one win?
One. When's the last time they won like 6 games? Like 2005?
I don't know. When did Bernie Kosar retire?
1907.
Oh man, not to okay. That's now because you brought up a tangent. This tangent is way off tangent, but I popped onto Twitter to see what was happening, just because I'd like to see if anybody's talking about us on Twitter while we're doing the show live. And this just came out Ridley Scott has a movie coming out next month called All the Money in the World, which is about the Getty kidnapping.
The what?
The Getty kidnapping, like one of the Getty's kids, his grandson was kidnapped, and like, you know, he refused to pay for it.
Okay.
It was originally played by Kevin Spacey in the movie. He's not releasing the movie. He's reshooting all the scenes with Kevin Spacey with a different actor, and they're basically erasing Kevin Spacey from the movie.
This dude is getting blackballed hard right now. He's getting crazy blackballed.
Look, man, I used to like all his movies too, but whoops, don't be an asshole.
Dude,
don't be a very sexually assaulty asshole.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I like that Weinstein was basically, this is not anything with fantasy football, and now it feels like a little bit like a continue cast in here.
A little bit.
I like that was the first domino that basically set the world on fire.
It's a big domino, man.
And now everybody's coming next.
That's a big one.
All right, back to the question. At KJ Sandwich _15. Should I start Jermaine Kearse versus the Bucks or T.Y. Hilton versus the Steelers?
It would not be a fantasy football podcast without a T.Y. Hilton question. I would start Jermaine Kearse. Yeah. I don't know.
It's tough, right? Like the Steelers have a pretty good pass defense.
Yeah.
The Bucks are awful.
Right. T.Y.'s better than him. But
is he though?
I think
take a look at the stats.
Oh shit. We got real stats.
T.Y. Hilton on the season, 34 catches. Jermaine Kearse on the season, 31 catches.
Okay.
Kearse on the season, 308 yards on those 31 catches.
Yeah.
T.Y. Hilton, 702 yards on those 34 catches.
That's crazy.
Okay. He's only got 3 touchdowns on the season. That's okay. Jermaine Kearse only has 4.
Yeah.
Because he has so much more yardage, T.Y. Hilton is actually the number 7 wide receiver in ESPN PPR. But as has been the case all season long and throughout much of T.Y. Hilton's career, there's only been 3 weeks out of the 9 so far where T.Y. Hilton scored more than 9 points.
That means that you shouldn't be starting him. Like, if you have a receiver who's not scoring more than 10 points, that's really bad.
Like, boomer bust is a bit cliched, but it is so applicable in this now.
He is super boomer bust, right? But Kearse has been getting the ball like not a lot.
It's true.
I still would start Kearse. I have him in our league. I would start him just because the Bucks are so bad right now. Like, they're so bad. I think what's his name's gonna be fired.
Josh, guess who's calling me?
Oh, is it Mike?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus.
Hello, Michael. You're on speakerphone on the Fantasy Football podcast. How are you?
Fantastic. Now that I'm on the fantasy, I'm not going to try to do it. I'm happy to be on. Long-time listener, first-time caller, Luke.
Oh, long-time listener, first-time caller. Nice. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Am I the first caller on the show?
The first official caller, yes.
Yeah, he can't hear me.
God. Fantastic.
I'll relay to everything Josh is saying, because I have him on my headphones. Josh says hello.
Tell him I said hello and I love him.
Well, he can hear you.
I can hear you.
I don't know how technology works.
This is like low tech. This is really low tech.
On YouTube while I called in, I was like, I'm just asking for trouble. I'm actually in the back of a lift on the 210, sitting like we're in a parking lot because Los Angeles.
Oh my God. Well, good thing you're 3 hours behind.
Hello?
Yeah, Josh was talking, so I'm relaying. He says, "Oh my God, good thing you're like 3 hours behind us."
Yeah. Oh, it's still pitch black here. Nightfall. I'm done with it. It's over. Anyway, let's talk about fantasy football.
What's the haps?
I'd like to apologize on behalf of. I'd like to apologize for not only my failure to participate in fantasy football this week, so as not to give you an opponent. I feel as though I robbed you of a satisfactory victory, but I know a W is a W. But also, I'd like to apologize to everybody else in our league for solidifying your place in the upper echelons of the rankings by
But we want Luke to win.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have lost fairly soundly, regardless. But
Josh says yes, and it's okay because you guys want me to win out of everybody else in that league.
We don't want Brutal Moose to win.
Yeah, that's okay.
The last thing we want is for Brutal Moose or one of those other guys nobody actually knows to win.
Yeah, agreed. I don't even know. How did we even end up in this league with those weirdos? I don't know. But yesterday, so Tuesday, somebody said something about fantasy football, and I was like, oh, I should probably get my team ready for this. I didn't do anything last week.
You shouldn't do that.
And it didn't even occur to me. I'm sorry. I was just so busy. And I think the same thing happened the week before. So I've been like an absentee, I was going to say participant, so I guess that's pretty oxymoronic. I've been an absentee.
You're too busy. You're just too busy.
Don't fix your team this week. Don't do it.
I'm pulling the Paul, and that's what got them kicked out of the league. I don't want to get kicked out of the league. I like being in this league.
Good. Well, we like having you.
Let everybody win, and they'll keep you, man.
Podcast when I can, and bye, Luke. See you on the podcast. Sorry, that's a callback. Anyway, I just. I'm sorry. I've just been a non-factor, and I've just been handing over wins.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Putting up a fight.
Josh says keep doing that at least for this week.
We'll tell him. You can hear me. Josh, I might not have to do much of anything to hand you a win this week because my team is. Man, I'd say the wheels are coming off the carriage, but I'm pretty sure the floor is being ripped apart by being drug along the canyon. It's horrendous.
Yeah, you got some.
How is it possible that every player I have is literally murdered on the football field every week?
But you're the angel of death, man.
You're the angel of death.
I get a lot of warnings about injuries and about possible non-starting, for players. Yeah. And then they get started, and I'm like, they're players, and then it's like, oh, that's great. And then they get like a broken wrist by the second play of the game, or they, the third down, and they've been suspended for kissing a referee or something. I don't know. So
I like how Mike
nightmare season.
Mike has Eric Decker.
It's nightmare on fire. I've had nightmares that have looked like birthday parties compared to this season. I mean, it's just been absolute bedlam.
Go ahead, Josh. What are you gonna say?
Mike's problem is he has Eric Decker. I think he's had Eric Decker every year in the league since 2009.
Josh says the biggest problem with your team is that you have Eric Decker and that you've had him on your teams every year since 2009.
Is that true? That's probably true.
It feels like it. This guy loves Eric Decker.
I remember I started him 2 weeks ago, and I was like, you see? And Josh is like, just you wait.
Mike, we have a question for you here on the show from Great Fields in the comments who wants to know, who wins first, Mike or the 49ers?
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Some fucking shade, man.
Well, look, I thought I'd been putting up a pretty good fight. I had, I thought I had clinched a playoff position early on since the first 4 places in our league, the first 4 rankings, hadn't budged at all. And this is the Internet Studs League. I know you guys are in multiple leagues that you talk about on the show. And, I thought, as much as I was limping across the finish line every week, I was like, I can keep this up. I can keep this up till the playoffs. It's all that matters. I had a good showing last year, and I wanted to put that showing on again this year. But I think I fall in the 6th place now, so I'm on a hot losing streak. No one can stop me.
Yeah, he's in 6th, and I'm.
Does that make any sense? I don't know. It's been a long day.
I'm in 8th.
Okay. Yeah, you're in 6th. Josh is in 8th. I'm in 3rd. Moving up.
How did you fall to 3rd?
I've been in 3rd because the other guy has just slightly more points than me or something like that. It's all good.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I can't remember. Somebody who eked out a win over me. It was weeks ago, and it was my only chance to move up to 3rd.
Yeah, it's Justin.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, while we have you here, what we're going to do, you called this up during the listener question segment.
Oh my God.
And this is a general question. We just answered 2 real questions, but
okay.
Not that all the questions aren't real, guys. But So we get questions that aren't specific to like which player should I start this week. So this
They're
question,
not fantasy. They're
Yes.
real fantasy.
this question comes to us from frequent questionizer at Jads of all trades, who wants to know if A, we have any tips for not pulling a boner roster move of the week, and B, is if there's any kind of general etiquette for a newcomer to fantasy football. What are your thoughts on that, Mike?
Don't ever draft Ben Roethlisberger. I think Josh can attest to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Josh says for sure. Yeah,
He's a boner, a walking boner.
I don't know. You know what? Try to stay away from Eagles players in general. I'm Zach Ertz. He's been my go-to guy for like 3 seasons, and like, so he's about as hit and miss as the rest of the team.
What? This guy's
Are they
crazy.
still in the first place in the division?
Yeah, they're still
I
in
don't
first
even know.
place. Zach Ertz is like the best tight end in football right now.
You know how I know
I know,
Mike is
I
in
know.
LA? He doesn't know what the fuck he's
Hasn't
talking
helped,
about.
though.
Well, so how does that make him hit or miss?
Well, he can't toe the line for Tom Brady. He can't score 30 points for me. He's miss.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I
30
need
points.
him to score 400 points every week, and if he's not doing that, he's a miss. In my book. And he's got a bye this week, right? The Eagles have a bye this week.
The
or is that
Eagles
last
are on
week?
a bye
I don't
this
know.
week. You are
Okay,
correct.
okay.
Yes.
Fucking Mike.
Mike, are you all right in the back of that
Are you
lift?
all right? Is that
My
LA
driver's
smog
license
getting
is
to
good,
you?
right, sir?
Is it?
He's good. He's good, guys.
Josh wants to know if the LA smog is getting to you.
No, but there's a really rad Lotus Elise 3 lanes over.
Get out and look at it. You got time.
Yeah, if you guys are
It's
stopped,
smog,
take a little step outside and ask the guy how it's doing.
I'm wearing a hoodie. It's Los Angeles, and I'm cold. I don't like that.
What temperature is
my
it?
God.
It's like 65 degrees.
All right.
Oh, it's 65.
Hoodie.
like-
That's hoodie weather. 65.
It's
Yeah,
like 35
right
here.
now, I'm sorry, it's 55 right now. It was a high of 75 today. It's been chilly.
Oh, high of 75. I think it was a high of
Yeah.
like 7 today.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's 34.
God. I'm sorry.
It's 34.
Yeah, it's like 35 degrees outside right now. And 2 days ago, it was like 73.
Luke, what'd you say?
Don't worry about it.
Sorry. You know what it is? I'm gonna share a little tidbit about LA too. Since traffic moves so slowly, everybody's on their phone, and it just like clogs up all the towers. Like, so you'll be on your phone, and then all of a sudden, like, you'll just lose cellular service because like everybody does. Like, everybody just like clogs up the lines. It's
It
crazy.
sounds like a lovely city.
It sounds like a lovely city, Josh says.
It's wonderful. Tell him I said.
I hear him. He
He
doesn't
can
know.
hear you.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can hear me. This is a lot like when I called in for Ocarina.
Yeah.
I was giving him sweet strats for that.
Yeah, he was giving me some
What
sweet
was the question
scraps.
again? How can you avoid boner
Yeah,
roster
so how
moves?
do
You
you-
guys know better than I do.
Yeah, what your general etiquette for newcomers to fantasy football was to avoid Eagles?
No, real talk. Like, and so you don't have to fake it till you make it, like I do, because like I don't follow football as much as I used to, or as anybody else on the planet does. I'm an enthusiast for fantasy football. Take a look at, like, legit. I know this sounds so stupid, but like, look at every team's schedule. Like, look at the schedule for the season,
Yeah.
and plan accordingly, because otherwise you're gonna be on that waiver wire real quick, and or you'll find yourself backed into a corner, like, week 4, once everybody's like all the broken legs and like, suspensions for, whatever, like moon drug. You're picking up people, and then all of a sudden you're like,
LA. Hello, Mike.
I do it to myself every season, without fail.
We lost you for a little bit there, but it was kind of funny, so it's all good.
All right. That's my whole life. Everybody loses me for a little while, but I'm kind of funny.
Mike, say it with everybody. Ba-da-ba-da.
Yeah, nobody's laughing. Except for my parents.
Oh, Jesus. This guy.
Oh my god, I love it.
But
Tell him
Do we have
I
another
thought
question,
about
or
getting
Josh?
Domino's the other day.
What? Josh got Domino's the other day.
I thought about it.
oh, I too. I ordered on Monday. I had a paid day off on Monday, and I was like, I'm gonna treat myself to some Domino's.
Domino's, baby. Get the onions
Oh
and
my
green
God.
peppers.
Josh says get the onions and green peppers.
That's what you got to do. He knows. Josh and I used to order Domino's. We'd get that sweet 2 medium pizza, like $5.99 deal, and stream this time last year. And we'd cuddle up, keep each other warm, and stream football off of Twitter or the internet or football. NFLstreams.com, I think, was the site.
Reddit
and we'd watch Deep Space Nine and Pokemon Season 1 on Netflix while we ate our Domino's. And the cats.
This is a real thing we did.
Like dogs waiting for us to feed them pizza. We wouldn't because we were good.
Yeah, they don't get pizza.
This is so much more of a look inside the life of any of us than most of these people have ever heard or seen before.
Yeah.
There were also a lot of chocolate milkshakes.
And ramen.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that ramen tonight. I got to get that ramen.
Yeah, see? He knows. I just said it.
Josh was just talking about, like, oh, you got to do that ramen, and then you said it, and he's very excited.
That's good. Yeah.
You guys are on the same wavelength, 3,000 miles apart.
That's right.
Yeah,
well, that's what happens. That's what happens when you let somebody come inside of you. I mean, live in your house. Live in your house.
Josh says that's what happens when you censored,
Yeah.
and then let somebody live in your house.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, aside from, I know you guys are trying to get some sweet sponsorships, and we're not trying to get sued. So there's a lot we can't say, but
Would you say that a fleshlight could have come in handy in your relationship with Josh?
Shower flashlight.
Is that the second question for the week? Is that for me? We had a great time. Living together. There was nothing we wanted for. We had a space heater. We had Domino's. We had coffee with Crazy Joe in the morning. It was great. Everything was Pokemon. We'd hunt Pokemon. Well, Niantic's coming out with that Harry Potter game, and I'm not going to be in Pennsylvania. What are we going to do?
What's this game?
There's no proof that they are. Everybody's just running with this rumor.
Oh, I heard in the office today. A bunch of Blizzard dorks all talking about how much they want to be Harry Potter dorks, and I was like, I'm in for both.
I'm super in.
Yeah, Mike, you're not going to be able to come over to my house late at night and walk over to the Indian food place to get the what were they? I didn't play, so remind me what did we go over there for?
Pidgeys. Well, Pidgeys are everywhere. That's what you
got.
No,
but wasn't it like it was like an official stop? So what do you get there? Like prizes or something?
Oh, Pokeballs. You get balls and you get revives, which you have to throw away because you never need them. And then you get potions, which are pretty good. Revives just take up space in your bag. But you got to get the Pokestop. You got to get balls. And
that's what it was called. It was called a Pokestop, right? Okay.
Pokestop. Yeah.
This guy needs to watch season 1 of Pokemon.
Man, it was great. Josh knows. We found a Snorlax.
Yeah, we did. We hung out with the Goonies. Snorlax, more like Borlax.
Josh says Snorlax, more like Borlax.
More like Borlax. Dude, he's more ripped than you. He's huge. He's jumping all the Pokemons. Look at him.
This guy don't know nothing about Pokemon. He can't hear me. He's fucking.
Sorry, Mike. I had to take a sip from my Monster Ultra.
Wait, what happened?
I had to take a sip from my Monster Ultra. So
your Monster Ultra.
Yes.
Is this fantasy football podcast presented by Monster Ultra and Xbox One X?
Yeah.
For the ultimate power in Xbox One X, make sure you drink an ultimate Xbox One X Monster Ultra.
How does he know?
How was that for a spot?
That was
Can
good.
I get paid now, please?
That was good. That was good. The Xbox One X bringing you 4K gaming and 4K HDR live to your living room. The most powerful console ever.
That's a great read. That's like a really good read, Luke. You're very good at that. The most powerful console ever. And I saw another tagline today for it that I thought was interesting. Is it like the ultimate power, or is it like the ultimate? Power?
There's a new commercial. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Dude, the best was the Keith David narrated commercials back for the original Xbox, where he was like, it would be like, they would work in a tagline, or they work in like a word from a game. Like when Soul Calibur came out, he was like, for the soul that burns, there's no power greater than X, because there's no power greater than X was their tagline.
Right.
And it would be like whatever the game was, it would be for the whatever. There's no power greater than X. Those commercials are great. And Keith David's awesome ass voice. He's the arbiter.
Keith
He's a lot of
David.
things. Yeah.
He is a lot of things. We were talking about Michael Wincott's career the other day, and I was like, he's the prophet of truth in Halo. That's all that you need to know. That's all it needs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what Josh says.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What's the next question about fantasy football?
Oh, all right. You want to keep going? We'll keep going. Coming to us live from Los Angeles on the Comcast Business Hotline is Mike Sadorf, and he's here to answer your listener questions. Next, from @Brunelle7 comes, is it time to drop Jordy Nelson?
I'm going to throw this over to Josh.
No, it is not time to drop Jordy Nelson. He's still good. He's a great wide receiver. I don't think he's going to get a lot of touchdowns, but I would not get rid of him. I wouldn't. I would have a hard time getting rid of him.
Yeah, I agree with Josh here. Getting rid of Jordy Nelson. I mean, he's still technically the number one receiver out there, even though the quarterback is not great.
Right.
Eventually they're going to gel enough to get points. Is he now a number one starter like he used to be? No.
Yeah.
No. So this is definitely still hang on to him, but now he's dropped probably down to like even a flex or like a replacement player, right?
Yeah, for sure. Keep him on your bench. Don't throw him out.
Right. Bench him. Don't drop him. All right. Next up from @Cole Wadden. This is a first time Twitter questionizer. Cole Wadden.
Welcome.
@Cole Wadden. This week, should I start Matt Ryan or Jared Goff? Mike, you being the Los Angeles Rams closest contributor, what do you think about Jared Goff? Is he worth a start this week?
I say sure. The Rams look great, guys. The Rams are looking like a team that cost the city $400 million in taxpayer dollars to have a new stadium. So start them as often as you can. Start them early, start them often.
Josh, thoughts?
Yeah, I would start Goff over Ryan. Like you said earlier, Luke, the Falcons are not, their offense is not remarkable right now. So, and Goff is playing like out of his mind crazy. So keep going with that hot hand, baby.
Yep, and I will also vote for Goff. So that's 3 votes to none for Goff over Ryan.
There you go.
Next question. Oh my God. @Mel, haven't you had like 35 questions this episode? All right. Should Mel start the Jacksonville defense or the Minnesota defense?
The Minnesota defense. Get out of my face.
Oh, really?
Please.
Why?
I hope that's right.
Oh, man. I mean, it's not wrong.
Right. No, it's not wrong. Yeah.
Josh, thoughts?
I would. Oh man. All right. Who are they each playing? Sorry, Mike's gonna have to wait awkwardly on the line here. Jacksonville's playing the Chargers, and the Vikings are. Where are they? What is their logo? The Redskins. I would start Jacksonville.
I was gonna say. I don't even know. Who did Jacksonville play last week? Tampa Bay. Was it Tampa Bay?
The Bengals. Tell them the Bengals.
There's too many people talking at once.
I'm sorry.
Talking in the chat, talking to you, listening to Josh. This is why we got rid of phone operators.
Where's our fake producer, Brad? Where's the continuous fake producer, Brad?
Brad's at home right now.
Still a running gag? Am I a couple years late on that one?
Brad's at home right now.
Brad's at home now, Josh says.
He's at home.
Wait, can I weigh in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'm looking it up. I want to see where they are. Jacksonville's second in the AFC South, which I didn't know they were doing that well. I really didn't.
Yeah, the defense is like the number one scoring defense and on ESPN.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota, you can't count them out, though. You know, I guess. But, like, Jacksonville's playing the Chargers this week, so I don't imagine that's going to be a real barn burner. I mean, am I wrong?
I would start Jacksonville, probably.
Game, right?
Well, it doesn't need to be a high-scoring game for a defense to do
The
well.
defense can do other
I mean, to
things.
stop like offensive drives, like
Right.
or like make those big plays, get your points.
Yeah, I mean, look, to me, you can't go wrong with either one, particularly because the Washington football team has almost no offensive weapons anymore.
Yeah.
And you've seen their production just tank since their line got decimated. But if it's me, I'm starting Jacksonville.
Me too.
I really was just being glib. I don't even know if that's glib. I was just being an asshole. I don't know. Oh, I mean, an idiot. Excuse me. Oh, sorry.
Mike, we don't have enough room for two assholes on this show. Just me. Just me is plenty.
The FCC is going to fine us like $60,000.
$60,000.
This is like showing up to class and like it's pop quiz time, and not only did I not study for the test, but like I also don't know what the class is.
Yeah.
So if I say something like "Don't start Jacksonville," that probably means start
No,
Jacksonville.
you not only did you come to the semester 3 weeks late, but you showed up to Econ 303 when you meant to go to History 101.
Phys ed.
You say that, and I'm getting cold sweats remembering analogous situations to that
Oh my
from
God.
my academic, history. I don't know. Had that ever happened to you? Do you ever go to a class and you're like, I could probably miss the first couple classes. I don't have to go. And then you get there and everybody's speaking French and you're like, what's going on? And it's like a cinema theory class and you're like, wait, why is everybody speaking French?
It's in the orangery, Mike. Tell him the class he's looking for is in the orangery.
Yeah, the class you're looking for is in the orangery, Mike.
Oh, it's in the orangery. Well, in that case, everybody get ready to dance to your feelings in the orangery. That's the class you have to take. Everybody takes it, bucks.
These are very inside baseball references
This is
here,
super
folks.
inside. This is like,
College is also a nightmare. Let's not talk about that either. So college is a nightmare. Football's a nightmare. The Redskins are funny, so we can talk about them if you want.
The
That's
Washington
fine.
football team, Michael. We don't refer to them as their team name on this show.
their
I'm sorry.
racist name.
Washington is what happened?
They're awful.
What happened with Washington? When did this happen?
They're just not good.
It's their name. It's cursed.
It's the curse of the name. All right, moving along. Our final listener question of the night comes to us from, again, at Brunale7. Does Chris Thompson still have value now that Rob Kelly is back and healthy?
Mike.
Pass.
I love it.
Who? Chris Thompson?
Yeah.
Whoever is Chris Thompson?
Oh man! I hope you call in. I hope you call in every week for this portion of the show.
Marshawn Lynch 3 weeks ago. That's what I want to do.
All right, here's what I'm going to say. Yes, Chris Thompson definitely still has value, even though Rob Kelly is healthy.
Yeah.
Chris Thompson is one of the best receiving running backs in the league. He's the number. Oh shit! I wrote it down. Where does it go? The number 8 running back overall on ESPN PPR, even though he doesn't have very much on the rushing end, and he leads all running backs in receiving yardage, even though he doesn't lead them in targets, touchdowns, or actual receptions. So I think there's definitely still value there, particularly as we go down to the wire here, and the Washington football team has no actual wide receivers you can trust.
He'll catch some balls. Yeah.
Hey, Alex Trebek, you have the answers written on a card. I don't want to hear it. You were prepped for this. I'm in Glendale. I don't want to hear about it.
Glenside.
Who does he play for?
The Washington, he plays on Washington.
Who has him in our league?
I don't know who has him in our league. I don't write down everybody that has him. These are questions from other people.
Write down everything else.
Well, Mike, this is what happens when you produce a show. You put the show and you share it with everybody that's actually on the show, not the random people that call up.
Don't you tell me about producing a show, pal. All right.
Sub has him.
You know, where are my notes on BlizzCon? I didn't get the papers on that.
Nice.
Where are my notes? That was the problem.
Oh.
He was. So he's a receiving running back for Washington?
Yes.
I didn't know this.
Yes.
Okay.
He was running for a while, but
What'll be great is if I look it up and Mike has him on his team.
no, sub for sub
Dude, I
has him.
just checked. Thank God. So
All right. Well, those are the listener questions of the week. We don't have a sponsor for the listener question section yet, but thank you everybody for sending your questions to us on Twitter. And of course, that brings us now to our latest sponsor.
Yes,
our latest sponsor, who is very excited to be a part of this show.
Absolutely.
And has not had any trouble at all selling their product because of the supposed and incorrectly alleged anthem protests. I'm talking about the Pizza Hut personal pan pizza personal predictions of the week. All right, last week, Josh picked Deshaun Watson, who Josh actually did say in my number 2 pick, it would have been Alex Smith.
Right.
I actually let Josh have Alex Smith on the predictions for fantasy players last week because, Deshaun Watson was injured after we taped the show. He also picked Leonard Fournette, who missed team photos. So sorry he was still in your roster. Alshon Jeffrey, who not only did Josh pick Alshon Jeffrey, but he also said this week would be Alshon Jeffrey's best game of the season, and he was not wrong. And he also picked Eric Ebron at tight end. I picked Jared Goff, Mark Ingram, Mike Evans, Whoopson, and Travis Kelce. Josh's team, Alex Smith, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick for 18.4 points. Fournette, 0-0. Alshon Jeffrey, 6 catches, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns, 26.4 points.
Oh, yeah.
Eric Ebron, 3 receptions for 35 yards, 6.5 points, for a total of 51.3 points. Not bad without having a running back put up any points at all.
I almost got there.
You almost did it. It's especially scary for me. Jared Goff, as we know, greatest week, 28.4 points. Mark Ingram, 16 carries, 77 yards, 8.9 points. Mike Evans, 1 catch, 13 yards, 2.3 points. And I picked Travis Kelce, who had 7 receptions for 73 yards and 1 touchdown for 20.3 points.
That's
and
a good pick.
A grand total on 59.9 points. Now, had Josh gotten a running back, this might have been a much closer game than it was. As it was, even without a running back, only losing by 8.5 points. Pretty damn good, Josh. So
one of these weeks, I'm going to beat you.
You are 0-2, but you should definitely have a lot of pride in your picks because you picked some good picks.
Thank you, Luke. Your picks were also very good.
Thank you, Josh. So we're going to go live to Josh for his picks for this week.
Okay, my picks this week. Quarterback, I can speak. I'm picking Matt Stafford against the Browns. That dude's they're gonna figure it out in the Detroit. They're gonna throw some touchdowns for once. They're gonna get into that end zone. Running back, I got Jordan Howard for the Bears, who is playing. Who are they playing? They're playing. I can't see. Where is it? Oh man, where's the Bears? Anyway, Jordan Howard. That's who I'm picking.
All right.
They're playing somebody. That's why I picked them. Wide receiver, Julio Jones, beating the Cowboys. They're going to crush the Cowboys.
All right, now be careful. I want you to pick a backup here because I have heard that
again?
Julio Jones may not play this week.
Okay, then I'm going to pick fuck. Who am I going to pick now? Shit. Oh, no. I'm going to pick hey, let's pick what's his name from the Dolphins, Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry, okay. All right, he'll be your backup.
He'll be my backup. And tight end Zach Ertz.
Tight end Zach Ertz on a bye.
He's not playing.
Okay,
he's on a bye. I looked at the wrong one. Sorry. Tight end. Who do I don't know. Martellus Bennett got cut today. I know that.
Martellus Bennett did get cut today.
Pick him. Hunter Henry. Going back to Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry.
There you go.
All right. So Josh's picks were Matt Stafford, Hunter Henry, Julio Jones,
back up,
and Jordan Howard.
Right.
Mike, who would you like to say is going to have the best week in quarterback play this week in fantasy football?
Tom Brady.
All right, Mike's saying on Tom Brady for quarterback this week. How about running back, Mike?
Because I need to win. better be whoever I start running back.
Do you want us to just list your team as the guys that are good?
So it's my team, please. Well, I'll tell you who it can't be. It can't be Smallwood because he's on a bye too. So, you know what? I don't have a best for every position. You guys are way more prepared for this than I will ever be in my entire life. Anchor your.
People are loving that you're on the show, Mike. So it's all good.
Yeah, this has been a quality podcast.
More than I already have, but I mean, weigh it down anymore than I already have. But you know what? I was gonna say for a tight end this week, but here's Zach Ertz is doing real good, and the Vikings aren't so hot, so Kyle Rudolph is going off my list. How about that? That's the only contribution I can make this week.
Kyle Rudolph.
Whoever's handing out the steroids.
Kyle Rudolph. Okay, good.
Please,
sure.
Steroids to Winston because I might have to put him in for Brady at some point. So over at Tampa Bay. So that's all.
He's out.
All right, let's see. All right, me this week. I'm going to go with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback.
Ooh, good one.
You know, I know New Orleans defense is playing real nice, but I like Tyrod Taylor this week.
Yeah.
All right, running back, Leonard Fournette.
Good pick. Thought about it.
I thought about it. Just seeing his name up there from you made me want to pick him again.
Yeah,
like,
he might be mad. He could be running mad this week.
This is tough. Wide receiver is a tough pick this week because there's a lot of guys I would like to pick. But I think I'm going to go with Golden Tate this week.
Ooh, he's running real good against this week when they played whoever they played. Dude, that guy is fast. Like I didn't know he looked like that. Like I don't think I've ever watched him play.
Deaver.
I was like, that guy's fast.
we got a comment here for you, Mike. The last time Mike watched a football game is the last time the Browns won a football game. So
yeah, but it was not the new Cleveland Browns. It was 1996 Cleveland Browns.
before they packed up and moved to Baltimore.
Yeah, it was them.
Yeah, before they were the Ravens. Yeah.
All right, and this week, my tight end, I'm doing it. I'm doing everything against the grain in my brain. On a Thursday.
Ooh!
On a Tuesday.
Jimmy Graham on a Thursday. It's a bad pick
in
theory, but one I hope makes the cut. For this week's Pizza Hut personal picks of the week for the biggest fantasy stud.
Oh my God.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week to listen, and maybe we'll find out a way to get you guys involved on the personal picks here too. And, could maybe figure out to do fantasy with our listeners and our readers and our watchers.
Why don't you guys have a phone number for them to call in and leave voicemails?
Sure, Mike. I'll just buy a new phone.
No, make it a Patreon thing. You have Patreons, right?
No, we don't have a Patreon. We have like 100 people. Like, I'm not going
to... I have to do this whole show for you? Everybody who's listening, to Patreon, please. Patrons get a call and leave a voicemail with the picks for the week. Done. That's sorted. Next.
There it is. Go. We still have to buy
next is just saying goodbye. So.
Later. No, I'd like to apologize to everybody who's listening while I called in. I'm sorry.
Mike, everybody is very thrilled to finally meet you. Some people on the show don't know who you are.
That's impossible.
No, I know. No, it's good to hear from you, Mike. We're glad you called in. Mike Sadorf appears live from Los Angeles, courtesy of the Comcast Business Hotline. And,
dude, thank you for having me on the show, Luke. Josh, it was a pleasure not hearing you.
I love you, Mike.
That was not the insult it sounded like.
Josh says, I love you, Mike. I've
fumbled every awful attempt at a joke I've tried to make so far. I'm sorry if I really dried it up, and I'm also sorry if I'm just sorry for everything.
This fucking guy.
We got some people are thrilled to hear your voice again. Other people say Mike rules.
Oh, it's lovely. That's really nice. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. That's
so
awesome.
Perhaps Mike may call in a future time. Mike knows that we tape live on Wednesday nights as he gets a little email notification letting him know that the show goes live because he subscribes to us.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Which should also be a hint to let you know any of your friends. Please subscribe. We are well above the 100 mark now, which is great. And we actually have an actual URL. But it would
Yeah.
always be great to have more people hang out in the chat, send us their questions, send us their emails. But that's going to wrap us up for tonight. I can't do the outro song because we have Mike on the phone.
I
Right.
will leave.
No. You can hang out while we say goodbye. So join us again next week, Wednesday, 8:30-ish.
Mhm.
8:30-ish, as we come at you with some Week 11 action. Don't forget to follow us at FFFFF Pod on Twitter. You can find us here on YouTube at youtube.com/fantasy football.
Yes.
You can email us at fantasyfootballfantasypod@gmail.com. I'm Luke Brown. He's been Josh Henderson. This has been Mike Sadorf. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you